Hello, my friends. It is so good to be joining you today for the Parkinson's Foundation's Wellness Wednesdays webinar. I'm Crista Ellis. I will be sharing a bit about mindfulness with you all. I'm also a senior manager of community engagement at the Parkinson's Foundation and a yoga and mindful meditation facilitator, specializing in programs for individuals with and impacted by Parkinson's. It's truly an honor to be here with you today to share this meaningful and very passionate topic that I live my life by. So thank you for being here today. Before we dive in, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the diversity in our audience today. We have individuals living with Parkinson's. We have care partners joining us who provide essential support, and healthcare professionals who dedicate themselves to enhancing care and well-being. Each of you brings a unique perspective and experience to this session, and I hope the information and tools we discuss will resonate with you in ways that feel relevant and practical. So let me set the stage for what you can expect today. This session, titled Mindfulness and Parkinson's: Insights and Practical Tools for Daily Support, is designed to explore the connection between mindfulness and Parkinson's disease. So together, today we'll look at current research. We'll have practical applications and strategies that can help improve day-to-day living for individuals with Parkinson's and those of you who are supporting them. So why mindfulness? Mindfulness is a scientifically supported practice that involves focusing on the present moment with curiosity and without judgment. It's a simple, challenging, and yet powerful tool that has shown significant promise in reducing stress, enhancing overall well-being, and building resilience. These are qualities that are especially important for people living with chronic conditions like Parkinson's. So whether you're here to learn for yourself, to support a loved one, or to enhance the care you provide, I hope this session inspires you to explore mindfulness as we navigate challenges and uncover opportunities for growth and healing. So let's get started. Great. So let's start by gaining a collective understanding of what Parkinson's is. It is a progressive disorder, which means that it worsens gradually over time. The disease occurs when certain nerve cells in the brain, specifically in an area called the substantia nigra, are we familiar with this word, become damaged or they die. These cells produce dopamine, a chemical messenger that plays a crucial role in coordinating movement and other functions. So as dopamine levels drop, symptoms of Parkinson's begin to emerge. Though the causes of Parkinson's are not fully understood, it is believed to involve a combination of genetic and environmental factors. While progression varies for each person, early diagnosis and intervention can play a critical role in managing symptoms and improving quality of life. So currently, there is no cure for Parkinson's disease. Many organizations are working towards that cure. But the good news is that there are effective treatments available to managing symptoms. These include medications that help replenish or mimic dopamine, therapies like physical and occupational therapy, and even surgical options such as deep brain stimulation for advanced cases. In addition to medical interventions, many people find complementary therapies such as yoga, Tai Chi, or mindfulness practices beneficial in managing stress and improving mobility. It's important to remember that a comprehensive care approach involving care providers, care partners, and the individual themselves can make a world of difference. So Parkinson's is often associated with movement challenges like tremors, stiffness, or slowness, but it's important to recognize that it is more than a movement disorder. Parkinson's disease is more than a movement disorder. It can also impact mood, with symptoms like depression and anxiety being common. Cognition changes, including difficulties with attention and memory, can also occur as the disease progresses. Because Parkinson's affects each person differently, some may primarily experience more motor symptoms or movement symptoms, while others may find non-motor or non-movement symptoms like fatigue, sleep disturbances, or apathy more challenging. So this underscores the importance of personalized care and ongoing support. So while there is no way to stop the progression of Parkinson's, adopting healthy lifestyle habits can greatly improve your quality of life. Things like regular exercise has been shown, researched to improve strength, balance, and mobility in everyone, every human, especially people with Parkinson's. A balanced diet rich in antioxidants and nutrients can support overall brain health. And stress management practices like mindfulness or other relaxation techniques can help with emotional well-being. Important to note also that building and maintaining social connections is equally important. Isolation can exacerbate many of the Parkinson's challenges. So staying engaged with life, staying engaged with friends, staying engaged with family, hobbies, and things that bring you joy. Support groups, it can provide more emotional and practical benefits for those of us living with Parkinson's disease. So I say all this to wrap up with the most important takeaway. And that is people with Parkinson's can live well for many years. While it is a chronic condition, having access to expert care, supportive care partners, and reliable resources can make a tremendous difference in managing symptoms and maintaining independence. This includes having a trusted healthcare team, participating in educational programs like this one, and utilizing resources offered by organizations like the Parkinson's Foundation, who's dedicated to Parkinson's, such as support groups, wellness programs, and other online tools. With the right combination of medical care and personal effort, so this is something I want to emphasize, the combination of medical care and personal effort. A full and meaningful life is possible despite the challenges of Parkinson's. So Parkinson's does, right? We know this. It presents challenges, but it does not define a person's life. With knowledge, care, resilience, individuals with Parkinson's and their loved ones, their care partners, their family and friends, those who surround the person with Parkinson's can continue to thrive and find joy in your daily life. So we're going to open the chat. I want to ask, I'm going to shake up the usual lecture style for this session. So I'm going to ask you to write in the chat for me, what do you think of when you hear mindfulness? What does mindfulness mean to you? Open my chat box here. What does mindfulness mean to you? And what do you think of when you hear mindfulness? Huh? Alan writes in, it's what you're aware of. Esther says, being present. Hi, Esther. Being present. Yeah. Anyone else like to join in? Being aware of thoughts and emotions. Thank you, Jay. Yeah. So what you're aware of, being present, aware of thoughts and emotions. Yeah. So mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment with curiosity and without judgment. So moving forward from this question, what is mindfulness? What are you noticing in this moment right now? What are you noticing? What are you aware of right now? Maybe there's a taste in your mouth. Maybe there's a smell in the air. Maybe someone's making a whole lot of noise outside. Maybe your trimmer is really acting up. Rita, concentrating. Love that focus, Rita. That I made a typo in the chat. Alan, you doing the presentation. You're so focused. Look at all you mindful folks here. Esther, my back hurts. Yeah, aware of the pain in your body, listening to these messages that the sacred vessel is telling us, right? Being aware of that. Thank you all for sharing. So how does mindfulness relate to Parkinson's? For individuals with Parkinson's, mindfulness offers a way to manage some of the unique challenges that we face. And mindfulness relates to Parkinson's in several impactful ways, both physically and emotionally. Research shows that mindfulness can help regulate the body's stress response, which is important because stress can often exacerbate Parkinson's symptoms such as tremors, stiffness, or difficulty with movement. By practicing mindfulness, techniques like deep breathing or meditation, individuals can promote relaxation and potentially reduce the intensity of these symptoms. On an emotional level, Parkinson's can bring feelings of anxiety, depression, frustration, and mindfulness helps people acknowledge these emotions without being overwhelmed, overcome by them. It fosters a sense of emotional resilience by supporting individuals to focus on what we can control and then find moments of peace by focusing on what we can control, finding moments of peace in our daily lives. Mindfulness also has a practical application in fostering body awareness, and Esther brought this up in the chat here. For example, mindful movement practices like yoga or Tai Chi can improve balance, coordination, and posture, all of which are impacted by Parkinson's, and simply being aware of the body. My hand is tremoring. I feel rigid. My back hurts. My mouth is dry. Having that body awareness gives us messages. So right now, I didn't even realize that my mouth is pretty dry. I've been talking for 10 minutes, right? I'm out of my body because I am in my head offering a presentation. When I take that moment to pause, listen, I'm thirsty. Take a drink. So lastly, mindfulness benefits care partners and healthcare professionals as well. This is important for those of us who are offering support to people with Parkinson's by cultivating a mindful approach. They can better support individuals with Parkinson's by also maintaining their own emotional well-being. We've heard the phrase, can't pour from an empty cup, right? Thank goodness my cup is pretty full right now. Why? Because I'm mindful. So in essence, mindfulness provides tools for managing not just the physical symptoms, but also the emotional and psychological aspects of Parkinson's, ultimately improving quality of life for individuals with the disease and for those supporting them. So now let's take a deeper approach to understanding what mindfulness is. At its core, mindfulness, as we all wrote in the chat, is the practice of paying attention to the present moment with curiosity and without judgment. It's about bringing your awareness to what is happening right now, whether it's a physical sensation, an emotion, or an experience, without trying to change it or to label it as good or bad. It just is. This practice helps us step out of the constant stream of thoughts. This right here, we call it an internal dialogue. I imagine you're having a conversation with yourself right now. So mindful practice helps us step out of this constant stream of thoughts and these constant worries that often dominate our minds. And when our mind is dominated by thoughts of worry, it can bring us out of the focus of the life that you're living right now. So mindfulness gives us the opportunity to be here and now. Mindfulness has deep roots in ancient meditation traditions, particularly in Buddhism. Its principles are universal and can be found across many cultures and philosophies. In recent decades, mindfulness has been embraced by modern healthcare and wellness fields because of its profound mental and physical health benefits. So, with thanks to John Kabat-Zinn, programs like mindfulness-based stress reduction and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy have made mindfulness accessible to people worldwide and even more accessible to us Westerners. Mindfulness is highly relevant to the Parkinson's community because, again, it cultivates awareness and presence, which can be incredibly empowering for those of us living with Parkinson's and for those of us who are caring for someone with Parkinson's. I will continue to stress this point here. For those with Parkinson's, mindfulness offers tools to reduce stress. Let me know in the chat. Are you stressed? Have you been stressed lately? Today, yesterday, last night? Let me know in the chat. Stress is a significant factor that worsens symptoms like tremors and stiffness. It also supports emotional well-being by helping individuals manage their feelings of anxiety, frustration, or even sadness that may arise from living with a chronic condition. Beyond that, mindfulness fosters a deeper connection to the body. This can improve body awareness and encourage practices that promote relaxation. Anyone else need to be more relaxed? And promotes more balance, both physically and mentally. And again, for our care partners, mindfulness provides a way to manage our own stress and maintain emotional resilience, which is crucial when we're supporting someone with Parkinson's. Ultimately, mindfulness is a tool that enhances the quality of life by addressing not just the physical aspects of Parkinson's, but also the emotional and psychological challenges it brings. Mindfulness is a holistic approach to well-being, which is why we're exploring it today, which is why you're here. I imagine all of you are quite mindful being here today. Okay, so now let's explore the neurological benefits of mindfulness and how the science of mindfulness relates specifically to Parkinson's disease. So first, the neurological benefits. Mindfulness has been shown to directly influence the brain in powerful ways. And one of the most significant is its ability to enhance neuroplasticity. Are we familiar with the word neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity is the brain's capacity to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. This is particularly important for individuals with Parkinson's because, as we know, the disease involves the degeneration of specific brain cells. Those brain cells that produce dopamine die off. So while mindfulness won't reverse this process of the degeneration of these nerve cells that create dopamine, studies suggest that it can help support the brain's adaptability, making it easier for our brains to create new pathways that can aid in symptom management. So just imagining the brain doing all these things with Parkinson's, different nerves are dying off. Mindfulness strengthens the brain. It's like exercise for the brain. It strengthens the brain to create new pathways. We might not have the nerve cell pathways that we once had prior to our diagnosis of Parkinson's, but using mindfulness can help the brain to adapt new pathways. So writing in the chat now, I'm curious, what happens in your body or in your mind when you feel stressed or under pressure? What happens? What do you experience in your body? What do you experience? What's the dialogue in the mind going on in your mind when you're stressed? Let me know in the chat. I'll share, the last 2 days have been particularly stressful in my life with lots of things to do. I felt restless, didn't want to sleep because there was so much to do, right? So what happens to you in your body or in your mind when you feel stressed or under pressure? Yeah, Esther says, my muscles tense. I feel physical pain when I feel stressed. Yes, Rita. It's an interesting thing how this experience of the mind how the mind and the emotional experience can be exacerbated into physical symptoms. Yeah, back spasms, Alice Gordon, just want to go to sleep, having negative thoughts and cannot sleep well. My tremor exacerbates. So these are cardinal, um, really, really significant across the experience of people with Parkinson's, of the experience that happens when we feel stressed, when we feel under pressure. There's another one that happens. For any of you that might be here, you might experience freezing. You can't pick up your feet. You're under pressure. You need to get through the doorway. So that's another experience that can happen due to stress or feeling a bit under pressure. Alan says, I get confused over what the priorities should be and how to get them done. Yeah, so there's a lot of dialogue that happens in the mind when we're stressed. And we experience it through the body as well. So it's this mind, the brain is such a powerful tool and how we can feel into our bodies. So mindfulness plays a key role in regulating the stress response. When we're under stress, our bodies release cortisol. I imagine all of you are quite familiar with this hormone, cortisol. It's a hormone that in excessive amounts can exacerbate symptoms like tremors, stiffness, and fatigue. We all wrote those three things down in the chat. Chronic stress, meaning it continues over and over again, can also accelerate inflammation. We know inflammation in the brain is something we do not want. Inflammation, chronic stress that accelerates inflammation, is increasingly recognized as a contributing factor in neurodegenerative diseases. And so we're thinking about how can we reduce inflammation in the body and in the brain. Mindfulness practices like meditation and deep breathing, let's do a deep breath, have been shown to lower cortisol levels. Do you hear that change in my voice? Just by taking a deep breath. Mindfulness practices like meditation and deep breathing have been shown to lower cortisol levels and promote a more balanced nervous system response. Now let's talk about Parkinson-specific insights. Research is beginning to uncover how mindfulness can directly impact some of the hallmark symptoms of Parkinson's. So, for example, studies suggest that relaxation techniques incorporated into mindfulness can help reduce the intensity of motor symptoms like tremors and rigidity simply by calming the nervous system. Mindfulness, as I've said, has profound benefits for emotional regulation. Parkinson's often brings emotional challenges, anxiety, depression, and mood fluctuations. Mindful practices trains the brain to observe emotions without being overwhelmed by them. This can improve our overall emotional stability. Mindfulness is an effective tool for reducing anxiety. By focusing on the present moment, it helps us shift away from worry about future uncertainties or frustrations about past experiences. This reduction in anxiety not only enhances emotional well-being, but can also have a ripple effect on physical symptoms, as stress and anxiety often intensify those motor challenges. So thinking about mindfulness, and in summary, it offers neurological benefits that not only improve general brain health, but also target specific challenges associated with Parkinson's. This makes it a valuable tool for individuals living with the disease, as well as their care partners. Okay, now we'll cover the benefits of mindfulness for Parkinson's if I haven't sold you on it yet. It's important to note that mindfulness has benefits for physical, emotional, and cognition, and also for practicing mindfulness is also beneficial to our care partners. So let's start with the physical benefits. Mindfulness can have a direct impact on our physical health. Research shows that practicing mindfulness can reduce stress by lowering cortisol levels, and it helps manage the physical toll of stress on the body. So we were saying how when I feel stressed, that I feel the pain in my body, or I feel the tremor, or I feel fatigued. Stress causes an emotional toll on the body, and by using mindfulness techniques, we can help manage that physical toll of stress on the body. Practicing mindfulness can improve our motor symptoms. While mindfulness doesn't cure Parkinson's, it can help people become more aware of our movements and reduce the impact of tremors or rigidity, perhaps even falls, because we're more aware of our bodies. Practicing mindfulness can enhance sleep quality. Does anyone here need that? Need to enhance our sleep quality? So for many, Parkinson's disrupts sleep. Some of us don't even know that yet. Mindfulness practices such as guided meditations or body scans is the really popular one for helping improve sleep patterns. It also promotes relaxation. So lots of physical benefits when we implement the practices of mindfulness. Emotional benefits of mindfulness, equally important as the physical benefits of mindfulness. These include reducing anxiety and depression. Mindfulness helps people process emotions without becoming overwhelmed. It's understanding, I'm feeling a bit hurt right now. That's interesting. Curious. Why? So mindfulness can help us process these emotions without becoming overwhelmed. And this can foster a greater sense of calm. When we are more intelligent about the way that we feel, and we are able to communicate that, one, with ourselves, two, with others around us, it brings a great sense of calm in our environments, internally and externally. Another emotional benefit of mindfulness is emotional regulation. So it creates space to respond thoughtfully to emotions instead of reacting impulsively. I did a Mindfulness Monday on the difference between responding versus reacting. Really interesting subject. So thinking about emotional regulation, I am really angry right now, and instead of reacting, I'm going to pause and take 9 deep breaths, and then we can continue the conversation we're having. So it's being able to notice what you're feeling, how your body is reacting to a certain experience, or the way somebody said something to you, and taking a mindful moment to feel that emotion and taking that mindful awareness to decide how to respond to it. Mindfulness can build mental strength to face the daily challenges of living with or caring for someone with Parkinson's. I was speaking to a care partner when we were planning our Care Partner Summit, and he was sharing a story about his wife who every day he has intentions for the day. For example, they need to go to the grocery store, they need to go to pick up some new drugs, and we need to go to the support group in the evening. And he says that he uses this tool of mindfulness. He wakes up in the morning and they do a check-in. This husband and wife do a check-in. How are you feeling today? Happens to be that she's feeling pretty off. And so this adaptability that yes, he had plans to go to the grocery store and make all these errands and get to this support group. And this adaptability of recognizing not all of that is going to get done today. And accepting that the plans are shifting provides us with some support for navigating the daily challenges of living with Parkinson's disease. So let's move on to the cognitive benefits of mindfulness. Studies suggest that practicing mindfulness can improve focus and attention. So important, especially in this day and age when we are constantly stimulated by the radio, by the TV, by something outside, by driving, by new gadgets that we're playing with, by shopping. Being able to improve our focus and attention is important for everyone, especially for people with Parkinson's. A regular mindfulness practice trains the brain to stay present, which can counteract the brain fog often experienced with Parkinson's. Do we experience this brain fog in Parkinson's? You can open the chat. Let me know if that brain fog is something that you feel on occasion. Practicing mindfulness supports cognitive flexibility. It encourages adaptability, helping us cope with the unpredictable nature of the disease. And mindfulness provides mental rest. It reduces cognitive fatigue, which can restore energy for daily tasks. So some of us wrote in the chat about fatigue. Using mindfulness can help us restore energy for those daily tasks. So benefits of mindfulness for care partners. Care partners experience the stresses of caregiving, which can lead to burnout. Mindfulness can support our care partners by promoting self-care. There is this pattern of being a care partner and giving and giving and giving and giving, and also noticing these emotions of resentment, of giving so much that you just can't give anymore. Mindfulness reminds our care partners to take time for themselves. I know some of you probably feel like this tightness, like, oh, I don't want to hear that anymore. It's very important. Fostering your own well-being is as important as caring for your loved one. Having a mindfulness practice as a care partner can improve communication. This is something that I hear regularly of needing to say something, feeling a certain way, but not saying it out loud, either to yourself or writing it in a journal, or being able to communicate that with your support group. So having a mindfulness practice can improve our communication skills. By staying present, care partners can connect more deeply, not only with themselves, but with their loved one. It gets us beyond the superficial layers and allows us to go a little bit more deeper into what that means to have a relationship, whether you are husband and wife or partners or daughter, father. Being mindful gives us a deeper sense of connection. And again, for our care partners, a regular mindfulness practice can provide tools to manage those emotional demands of caregiving. So how do we practice mindfulness? Let me go back. There's more benefits to practicing mindfulness, as you can see here. Having a regular mindful practice is a simple tool that supports our self-management of Parkinson's disease symptoms. What does that look like? If you're noticing that your tremor is really, really out there, pause and take a few deep breaths. That is self-management of your symptoms. Mindfulness enhances self-awareness, which illuminates these patterns of the mind and how we interact with the world beyond our internal dialogue, and how that internal dialogue impacts how we respond externally. Mindfulness improves our memory. It's like an exercise for the brain. So just remember, exercise for the body, mindfulness is exercise for the brain. Practicing mindfulness also generates kindness towards ourselves and towards others, which has a sensational ripple effect for those who surround us. Can you imagine if we all just practiced more mindfulness and we were more kind to each other, what would happen? This one's one of my favorites. Research has shown us that mindfulness supports the immune system. Yes, please. Continue to support my immune system. Keep me strong and healthy through these months. And it also increases relaxation and well-being. Have I sold you yet on the practice of mindfulness? And Gordon, I see your question. We'll answer it just after the presentation. Thank you. So how do we practice mindfulness? Feel free to write in the chat. If you have a mindfulness practice, let me know what you're doing. Let me know what you're doing. So we can start with simple breathing exercises. It's one of the most simplest and most effective mindfulness practices. So let's just pause for a moment. Push all the air out of your lungs. Take a deep breath through your nose. Hold the breath and then blow it out. That is one mindful breath. You can also do like a counting technique, breathing in for 4 counts, pausing at the top of your breath for 2 or 4, exhaling for 4 counts, and pausing at the bottom of the breath for 2 or 4. Holding your breath is really a beneficial way to reset the nervous system. So let's try that. Breathe in. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the bottom of the breath. You'll feel some pressure. And inhale. So they call this the box breath. Imagine 4 count inhale, 4 count pause, 4 count exhale, 4 count pause, and again and again and again until you feel that shift of energy in the body and the mind. Not only breathing exercises calm the nervous system, but it also helps reduce anxiety and it improves our focus. You know what I do every time before I present? I take a few deep breaths. Breath awareness connects us to the present moment, and it gives us a tool to manage stress and then regain a sense of control. Next is the body scan, which is a powerful practice for promoting relaxation and increasing body awareness. During a body scan, you systemically bring your attention to different parts of your body. You can start from your feet, you can start from your head, and just move down or up different parts of your body. This is especially, as I said before, especially valuable for people with Parkinson's because it fosters a deeper connection with our body and it helps identify areas of tension. Over time, this practice of body scanning can improve our ability to relax and to feel more grounded. Mindful movement. It's one of my beloved ways to reconnect with myself. Practices like yoga, tai chi, or gentle stretching that are all tailored to meet the needs of those with Parkinson's. These activities combine movement with mindful attention. That can help improve balance and coordination. That's really important. Also, flexibility feels really good in the body to expand these areas of tension. Beyond the physical benefits, mindful movement helps you tune into your body in a positive way, cultivating a sense of accomplishment and calm. And remember, it's not about how much you can do, but it's about being present and enjoying the process. So finally, let's talk about loving kindness meditation, which focuses on fostering positive emotions like compassion and gratitude. If you'd like to indulge me, write something in the chat that you're grateful for today or someone. In this practice, you silently repeat phrases of goodwill, such as, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be at peace. Then you extend these wishes to others, starting with loved ones and eventually including yourself. Loving kindness meditation can reduce stress. It improves our relationships and even promotes a sense of connection, which is especially meaningful when living with or caring for someone with Parkinson's. So these mindfulness practices, breathing exercises, body scans, mindful movement, and loving kindness meditation can be powerful tools for enhancing your well-being. The beauty of mindfulness is that it meets you where you are. You don't have to be any certain way. You don't have to sit in a specific area. You don't have to have candles and swanky little hippie type things in your room to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness meets you where you are. So we start small, experiment with different practices, and discover what works best for you. So I'd love for us to do a little practice before we move into concluding the presentation. So if you would, indulge me, and I'm going to stand for this one. Be seated in a comfortable way. You can close your eyes. Nobody's going anywhere. Soften your shoulders. Notice the tiny muscles in your face. See if you can intentionally, consciously relax the muscles around your eyes, around your lips, and the space between your hairline and your eyebrows, consciously softening your face. And when you feel ready, take a breath in, in, hold it at the top, and slowly let that breath out. Breathe in again, in, in, and out. I'm going to guide us through about 3 minutes of a body scan, just so you know where we're going and how long we'll be here. And during our time of bringing mindful awareness to our bodies, just take a moment to be aware of what you notice. So let's begin with another breath in and a breath out. Noticing your feet. Maybe as you bring your awareness to your feet, you twinkle your toes. Or you can feel the sensation of the sock wrapped around your feet or your shoes. Maybe if you're barefoot like me, you can feel the coldness of the ground. Feeling your feet. And then we move that awareness up to the knees, noticing your knees. Can you soften any hyperextension or held tension in the knee joints? Noticing your knees, the top of them, and also the back of your knees. And like a soft blanket, move that awareness now up into your hips, feeling this center part of the body connecting the lower limbs with the torso, noticing your hips. Can you soften any clenching in your bum? Can you feel any softness right at the top of the thighs? Noticing your hips. And let's take a breath in and a breath out. And pulling that soft blanket over the belly. Feel the belly. Let the belly be big here. Letting the breath move freely. Feeling your belly. What do you notice? And now shifting your awareness up into the throat and the heart region, this chest area. Feeling right here, the center of your heart space. Noticing as you bring awareness that you might soften the shoulders. You might feel some tightness around the space of the heart. Just notice. And then bring your awareness to the head. This magnificent head, brain, skull, patterns of your identity here housed in the head. Feeling the back of the head. Maybe it's floating on top your shoulders or resting on the back of your recliner or a pillow. And then feeling your face once more. Feeling your face. Muscles around your eyes. The muscles around your lips. And moving into the mouth, feeling the mouth, the tongue, the saliva, your teeth. And take a deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Good, and when you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open. Hello, welcome back to this moment. So let me know in the chat, what did you notice that was 3 minutes of a body scan, some deep breathing. What did you notice during those few moments of pausing to become attuned to the body? Sensations, sounds, smells, resistance. Alan shares that they felt restful. Restful. Yeah, the body scan can be very, very relaxing. Less stress. Thank you, Alan, for validating all that I'm sharing here. Alice, feeling of calmness. Could go to sleep. Yes, Gordon. Yeah, yeah. So that is a technique that is used often before bed or when you're feeling extremely restless. When the mind is much more active, we can use the power of the mind to come back into the body and relax it. Robin, I could relax my right shoulder, which tends to tense up. Yeah. So there's this funny phenomenon that people do here. I'll move my hair. If you look over at the tiny, people like to walk around like this, with their shoulders like really holding out, and it's just chill out, You don't need to walk around like this. Relax. Ah, so good. There's another practice I would love to share with you all on Mindfulness Mondays that we can practice together. Thank you all for sharing. I do want to address some of the challenges in practicing mindfulness. I don't have time. It's common to feel like there's just not enough time in the day to practice mindfulness, especially with everything else going on. But it's important to remember that mindfulness doesn't require a long time commitment. We just did 3 minutes of it. You can start with just 5, maybe 10 minutes a day. Think of it like a small investment in your mental well-being. And over time, it can make a significant difference. Even if you only practice a few minutes, it's still valuable. It's too hard to focus. Many people find it challenging to focus during mindfulness practice, and that's completely normal. The brain does what it's supposed to do. It's a thinking machine, right? Our minds are naturally busy, and it's okay if your attention drifts to the sound outside or your to-do list or something else that it might drift off to. The key is to not judge yourself when this happens, but simply return to your focus gently. So, for example, what we just did was the body scan, different points of focus: the feet, the knees, the hips, the belly, the shoulders, the heart, the head, the face. If you found yourself drifting from there, oh, she said face, come back to my face. What am I feeling in my face? That is the mental exercise of mindful meditation, noticing that you've drifted away and pulling yourself back into that moment. That's how we improve our focus and attention. Building a habit. Building a mindfulness habit takes patience and consistency. It's important to be kind to yourself and acknowledge that developing any new habit takes time. Start small and stick with it. Celebrate the small successes like completing your daily practice. And don't get discouraged if it feels difficult at times. It will be difficult at times. Same as going to an exercise class or support group or showing up for a webinar can feel difficult at times. The more you practice, the easier it will become. And the benefits of mindfulness will start to show in your daily life. So, how can we incorporate mindfulness into daily life? Start small. Doesn't have to take up a whole lot of time to be effective. A great place to start is by dedicating just 5, again, maybe 10 minutes each day for a mindful practice. This can be a short breathing exercise or a quick body scan. The key is consistency. Starting small makes it easier to incorporate mindfulness into your routine without feeling overwhelmed. I like to stack my tasks. So coffee or tea in the morning, I pair that with deep breathing, or I listen to a meditation while I am drinking my morning beverage. Use reminders. Us with Parkinson's probably have phones that have reminders that tell us, hey, you need to take your medication. That can also be a way to stack tasks. It's time to medication. Also, it's time to pause for mindful breath, mindful body scan. Life can get busy, and it's easy to forget to pause and forget to practice mindfulness. That is a helpful strategy to set a timer or use daily cues like meal times to just stop and practice some mindfulness. This can help create the habit and ensures you take time for yourself throughout the day. Mindfulness can be practiced alongside daily activities. Like I said, you don't have to carve out extra time in your day. For instance, while going for a walk, try paying attention to your breath. Try paying attention to the sounds that you hear, the sensations in your body, or while eating. Focus on each bite. What does it feel like? What's your tongue doing? How much saliva are you producing? How does it feel to swallow the food? Savoring flavors and textures. Even something simple as brushing your teeth or washing the dishes can be an opportunity to practice mindfulness by being fully present in the moment. And there are many tools and resources available to help guide you on your mindfulness journey. Apps like Headspace, Calm, or Insight Timer offer guided meditations that you can do at your own pace. There's also mindfulness programs specifically designed for people with Parkinson's, which cater to your needs. And these tools can provide structure, right? We love structure and support us as you incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine. So we know that mindfulness now is a practical and research-backed tool for managing the challenges of Parkinson's and for improving our quality of life. I encourage you to commit to trying one mindfulness practice in your daily routine. Some resources to help you get started I've listed here. The Parkinson's Foundation hosts Mindfulness Monday sessions nearly every Monday, so sign up for those remaining sessions for this year and for next year. You can also download the apps. I really enjoy Insight Timer. It's free. Different types of meditations on there. You'll find a voice that you enjoy listening to. There's some voices I just can't listen to for meditation. You'll find a particular style that is especially nourishing for you. The key is to stay curious, be patient, and be consistent. Mindfulness is awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally, in the service of self-understanding and wisdom, the words of John Kabat-Zinn. Mindfulness is the capacity to be aware of what is going on. What is here? What is true? What do I know to be true? Mindfulness can be anything. It can be looking at the sky, feeling your feet as you walk, awareness and attention to what is going on. It's like a regular physical activity. Mindful meditation can serve as the cornerstone for self-care for people with Parkinson's to manage their own symptoms. It's a practice that involves breathing, awareness, and presence, attention to thoughts, emotions, and sensations. So I hope that you all found some tools to support you in your journey today and for years to come. This is information from me if you would love to connect beyond Mindfulness Mondays or Wellness Wednesdays. I offer personalized yoga, meditation, and guidance to support those moving through life's transitions. And it's all done with mindful compassion. So I thank you all for your presence today, and I'm open to answering any questions that we have for our time left. And Gordon asked a question, would it be helpful to practice mindfulness with a spouse? Absolutely. It is an experience that you can share together. Practicing mindfulness with a spouse is something that, again, you share together and you can talk about it together. Offer reflections together. So Gordon, yes, it's also a beautiful practice to do on your own. It's nice to have an accountability buddy, right? Like, oh, now's our time to do mindfulness. Let's go do it together. It's really helpful. So whatever works for you and your family and your life, find the rhythm so that you continue to do it. Good question, Gordon. Alan, the apps, Insight Timer. There's also another one called Calm and Headspace. Insight Timer is free, so I always offer that one first. Yeah, Robin, not specific apps, but there are specific resources. Specifically for Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation hosts Mindfulness Mondays, and these are topics specific to Parkinson's disease where we use meditation and mindfulness techniques. And Laura, if you would share with Robin the link to sign up for Mindfulness Mondays. Thanks for asking, Robin. All right, my friends. If there aren't any further questions, just want to give a thanks to all of you for joining us today. It really means a lot that you have interest in this subject, as mindfulness is really becoming mainstream and something that's proving to be very beneficial for all humans, and especially those of us who are living with Parkinson's disease. So before you go, just one last favor, your feedback is essential to shaping the Foundation's programming. As today's webinar concludes, a survey will pop up on your screen. Please just take a few moments to share your thoughts. Let us know what topics you'd like to see in future sessions. And of course, thank you for joining us today. And if at any point in your journey you have questions about Parkinson's disease, things start to shift for you, don't hesitate to reach out to the Parkinson's Foundation's helpline at parkinson.org. Hope to see you all on Mindfulness Mondays soon. Until then, may you be present and may you continue to fold mindfulness into your daily life. I'll see you soon.